It's Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher. And today I want to expand a bit on the video I posted regarding Rudolf Steiner and the technology within us. I was filming that video in the cemetery, which I absolutely love to do, and have not had the opportunity to get out there. And I was filming on a day where two funerals were going on, so there was far more people in the cemetery and just more traffic going around. I was trying to find my own peaceful corner, but I am someone who picks up on everything in my environment. And when I am communicating clear, I prefer to be in a place where I don't have those distractions that pick up on me and can shift me and sway me off my train of thought. Sometimes that focus is laser sharp, but that day was not one of those days. So specifically, I want to talk about the idea of freedom and Rudolf Steiner's philosophy of freedom and the value of freedom. And part of the human experience, I think both sides can agree on. We have, again, I'm going to look at this as a side that values individual sovereignty and that all life has this value in this life process and has sort of this spirit of life in it and freedom and agency in the human experience for all human life. And then the other side, which believes that the world is chaotic by nature, and the ones who are worthy of freedom are the ones that are most capable. And these are the two extremes. Again, I believe there's definitely some gray in the middle of all this, but one, that all beings have an innate value and a right to freedom, and which is in the United States Constitution as well. And this other side that says only those who have proven themselves worthy, being worthy of surviving the chaos of nature and dominating in nature as well, dominating nature, dominating other human beings. Those are the ones who are worthy of freedom. And going into, again, Steiner's belief of Christ consciousness, which is the consciousness of sovereignty, the consciousness that balances Luciferian escapism and Ahrimanic technocracy, the science that holds the middle, that allows both these things to exist, but holds a sovereign place for humanity in the middle. Steiner values the realization of the sovereignty and purpose for the individual as one of the highest values a human can aspire to, higher states of consciousness, of true unbounded consciousness through the perspective of the individual. Where the other side, you could look at those who are as sort of like a pyramid idea. And those at the top of the pyramid, they value that consciousness and expansion for themselves, but they also they look at what are the resources below them, and they look at you and I and just humanity that's not on their level as simply resources to manage. And if you look at the pieces of humanity that are on that side, that are not at the top, but are down on the same level that you and I, that prefer being told what to do. They believe that life is better in the hands of a global elite who are at the top of the structure, and they believe in trusting them to tell them what's best for them and sort of dictate the rules of what's actually best for their lives. And what I find that's interesting, that even people who are on that side, is what they believe is actually true, like what their actual values are, they seem to be contradictory to the actual values of the elites at the top. They've just kind of accepted the filter that's been fed to them, which is not necessarily truth. Because if we can define truth again as something that's congruent with the reality we're experiencing. If you engage in an action that's in alignment with the truth of the life process, it's going to yield a consistent result. And a lot of what these elites tell them doesn't necessarily do that, but yet they feel safer having someone tell them what to do and someone dictating their perception of reality. And again, Steiner would say this type of consciousness that's over here on this side, where people, this is the Ahrimanic consciousness, the technocratic consciousness. Steiner believes this is what will destroy the individual and destroy the human soul and eventually destroy the planet. And once again, what I've found is his philosophies resonate with me. Like, I stepped into this path and I was just kind of dipping my toe in it, but I was like, this is kind of an interesting idea. But as I continued to go on, I started to learn more about myself and my own values and my own values and beliefs of freedom and consciousness and truth, and got more and more in alignment with the Steiner side, where I found that his ideas that he was putting out there in the late 1800s and early 1900s are highly in resonance with what I've found to be my own truth. So that being said, I'm going to end this video right now. And I believe, again, that we are responsible. We have sovereignty, and what we choose and what we don't choose, what we do and what we do not do, there's karma for. That being said, take it in, absorb what I say or reject it if it resonates with your own experience, or if it challenges you or triggers you. Either way, then I've done my part. Be well, my friends, and I'll see you on the other side.